knows where. But I'm strong, strong enough to carry him. He's my brother.
Welcome, my fellow Americans and fellow Christians, friends and neighbors. The providence of God is meant to drive us to Him. Today we have many responsibilities in this nation. We have critical issues facing us at every corner and at every turn. And what we need today is men of character, men of tough-mindedness, men of good moral standards and values of living. Unfortunately, we don't have that today, and what we see daily is the character assassinations in this nation. And this is what I want to talk about today, is the character assassinations in this country. It's from the White House to the Congress and Senate, from the press to the reader, from the news and talk shows of television to the watcher, from the business CEOs and country singers to the very people who listen. We have, in this day and age, the character assassinations of people. What we have today is what has been termed in the past a day of assassins. C.S. Lewis put it this way. He said, when we see how all of our plans have shipwrecked on the characters of people we have to deal with, we are in one way seeing what it must be like for God, but only in one way. There are two respects in which God's view must be very different from ours. In the first place, He sees, like you, how all the people in your home or in your job are in various degrees awkward or different. When He looks into that home or factory or office, He sees one more person of the same kind. The one you never do see. I mean, of course, yourself. That is the next great step in wisdom, to realize that you are just that sort of person. You also have a fatal flaw in your character. And all the hopes and plans of others have again and again shipwrecked on theirs. It is important to realize that there is some really fatal flaw in you, something which gives the others just that same feeling of despair which their flaws give you. American society today is inundated with bickering and arguing, misinformation, gainsaying, defamation, willful malice, irritation, hatred, revenge. There's the constant targeting and psychological flailing intentions in this country daily in the news. This is a realization of who we are, and this is a weakness and a revelation of what kind of people we have become in this country. The realization to be viewed here is that these actions in our daily activities are due and just judgments we have brought upon ourselves because we have desired to walk in them. American society, from politics in the news media to business in the home, has decided to follow these stumbling blocks in their lives. And that's what these are, folks, stumbling blocks in our country. James puts it best when he says, in James 3:16, he says, for where envying and strife is, there is confusion in every evil work. There cannot be any doubt in any American, when they take a look at the way society is today, the way politics is being run, the way the news media is being presented to us, that there is confusion in every evil work. That people today have no idea what is happening concerning their country, concerning politics, concerning what direction this nation is going in. We have those psychological flailings day in and day out. And if it isn't enough to see it and read it, it's we encounter it in our daily activities on our jobs or wherever we are. It is important to think we are in such a state of stumbling because we have left off and denied the moral values that our good Lord has given us. And the reason why He gave us those good values is so that we can have a strength and a power and a moral basis on which we can stand. Because when we have those moral values, what they do is they keep everything in check. And because we don't have the moral values and the moral basis in this country any longer, we cannot keep things in check. That's why you see what kind of movies come out and how people are amazed at what is being produced, how people think up such wrong and backwards things. And they're saying, how can these things be in the movies? How can these things be written about? It's because there is not the moral basis. There are not the standards and ideals of living that should be guiding and directing us daily. That would keep us in check. And how do we get those? You get those by having the Christian faith in your mind, soul, and heart. I mean, when is the last time that you stood back and actually looked and listened to yourself? What you do, who you are, and what direction you're going in. And this is what the Bible does. The Word of God reveals 3 descriptions of our nation. Number 1, it is what we are as a nation. That will show us what we are as a nation if you take time to read. It will also show us what we need. And it will also show us what we can become. This is very important. And if I would have to say anything, there is no greater call today than for every American, every woman, every man, every young child, every young adult to take time to read daily and to pray unto the good Lord and ask what direction they should follow. Because what is happening is that we are following after every single whim that comes our way. Every caged and foul idea is coming across this nation and is entering into the minds and the hearts, particularly into the young people, and guiding them in the wrong direction and down the wrong road. And this is what we are seeing in our country. This is why society is in such a condition it is in today. And let us understand that when we read the Word of the Lord and we come to a knowledge of how important it is in our lives and that its influence can help us and guide us and strengthen us, what it will do is it will show us what kind of person we really are. And that we need something different. That we need a renewing of our mind. That we need a renewing of the type of person we are, because we are walking down the wrong path. And we come to the fork in the road. We are taking the wrong road. And what is important is that these stumbling blocks in life can be, if you have a stumbling block in life, something that is irritating you, something that's pulling you down, they can be overcome, because the good Lord said they can if you put your faith in Him. He says, if you call unto me, I will turn unto you, and I will heal your land. And what He means is anyone that calls unto Him. If you need some help, some guidance and direction, call unto me, and I will guide and direct you in the path in which you shall go. But you can't get there unless you take time to read the good Word, unless you take time to pray, and take time to think about who you are and what you're doing. This is so important in this nation today, because we see our nation crumbling around us, and we are again flayed every single day with the wrong ideas, with the wrong thoughts, the wrong direction in which to go. And we are impressing upon the young minds in this country that there is no hope, there is no help, there is no good direction. And this is wrong in the eyes of the good Lord. What He wants us to do is turn unto Him and have greater faith and hope in Him. And we can't do it unless we turn unto Him. Now let me say that this is not a time for us to be discouraged, but this is a time for us to turn unto the Lord. Folks, this is vision. This is hope. This is right. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.